what is it, August 31st? September the 1st will be tomorrow. Guys, we are here to talk about pre-emergent. I know a lot of you guys have been worried about it. So ever since these temps have been dropping too, you know, I'm just going to be real with you. Now is probably the time that you need to go ahead and get that pre-emergent down. Normally you need to wait until soil temps get closer to 70, but let me tell you something. I'm not one to sit here and try to play it close. All right, you want to get this down. Well, you got a big head. You got to get the right size hat, but I'm not one to play it close like that. So let's go ahead and I want you to go ahead and get this thing down. If you're new to the live stream, please do me a favor. Hit and hold that like button if you don't mind. And I just want to make sure, can everybody hear me in the live stream? Just want to make sure. And I'm checking a few features out here before I actually get started. Here, hold on for just a second. Yeah, soil temps are starting to drop, but I'm just gonna be real with you. Mine haven't reached 70 degrees like we've been talking about. Mine has been, I'm just trying to find a good background right here, guys. That might be a good background. Mine hasn't reached 70 degrees. So why put it down ahead of time? Because you can't predict the weather. I follow this guy on Instagram, and I don't even think he's a, a full-fledged meteorologist, but he has that meteorologist voice, and he has all the diagrams and all that stuff, and it's some kind of polar blast coming down from up north, and it's cooling everything down. So I would personally recommend you go ahead and get it down now. Now, if you don't know what pre-emergent is that chemical that you put in water into the soil that's going to prevent you or control you from getting a lot of these weeds. Now, some of the weeds you may be talking about would be like poor, P-O-A, poor annual bluegrass, whatever you want to call it, the devil's grass, that it can also, hold on guys, I'm trying to lock the phone down because it just slid. You can also help prevent Dallas grass. It can also help prevent goose grass. Now, I haven't had any issues with no weeds at all. That was a combination of Let's Go and Yard Mastery 007. All right, this year I'm going to do 3 applications of 3 different products. All of them are pre-emergent. All right, and all of them are granular. And if you got any questions, guys, I am going to answer some of your questions while we go away. Matter of fact, I'm going to answer one right here. This is from True Gator Fan. I put down my first, it moved up, split application of pre-emergent down yesterday. When should I put down the second application? You're going to have to basically read that bag and see what it says about split applications. I personally, I don't like to do a split application off the rip. I like to hit it with a full dose, then come back and do split applications after that. The reason why I want as much chemical in the ground right now before those temps go below 70. And people say, why below 70? 70 is that temp that when it starts to, some of those weed seeds that you won't see until February, March, April will start to germinate ahead of time. So you want to get it down there in the soil before they germinate. If you don't get this in the soil before the seeds start to germinate, more than likely it's not going to work on those seeds. Remember, this is not a weed destroyer. It's a weed preventer. It prevents. That's why I call it before it emerges. That's why I call it pre-emergent. All right, let me see if we got any other questions down here. I'm putting some down tomorrow. That's MDC1. Guys, put in the descriptions, not description, comments, what particular pre-emergent are you putting down? All right. Dope Jack says, BYD, I have a section of my lawn that's full of crabgrass, and I put down pre-emergent in the spring. Does this mean I will have to? If you have pre-emergent and you put it down in the spring, it already germinated. You're too late with the application. You're going to have to get that application down in the fall. And in some cases, your second dose, that split application that I was talking about, in the wintertime, if you're not getting snow. I'll put it to you like that. This is the reason why a lot of people will have weeds, because they're waiting too long to put down the pre-emergent. Now, the pre-emergent you're putting down could stop some of those summer weeds like bitter cress. Um, I'm not going to say crabgrass, because crabgrass actually starts to germinate in early February in some cases. So there's two type of weeds that's actually growing. You got winter weeds, poa. Help me name some, guys. Poa is the real big one. I'll put it to you like that. And you have to get this in the soil before these weeds germinate. So before this is over with, I'm gonna tell you my 3-step process. All right, it's actually a 4-step process, but you're gonna have to stay in the chat. And guys, let me ask you, there's a lot of questions here. If you are a true believer and you want to support the channel, guys, it does not hurt to offer a super chat. If you have a dying question and you want to get it answered, super chat, you don't have to do it, but that does move you up closer to the top so I can get to that question before we get off this live stream. All right. What if you already have a lot of Dallas grass? Let me tell you something about Dallas grass. I want everybody to lean in close. Lean in. Closer. Closer. You are boop. If you got a lot of Dallas grass, guys, Dallas grass, there's nothing in the store that you can buy, the big box store that you can buy to spray on Dallas grass, and it goes away and it won't hurt your regular lawn. What I'm about to tell you is how you prevent it from the get-go. If you do have Dallas grass now, you have Bermuda grass, once your grass starts going dormant, or it is dormant, I would spot spray those Dallas grass with a grass and weed killer. Here's why. Pre-emergent may help prevent those seeds from coming back, the seeds from germinating, but it's not going to stop Dallas grass from growing. The plant itself comes back year after year after year. And the longer you let it go, the more it's going to drop seeds and it's going to spread throughout the lawn. I'm under the weather, guys. Deal with me. If you're mowing your grass and you have a lot of Dallas grass and you run over those seeds, all you're doing is redistributing seeds all over the yard. And it's going to be a never-ending process. All right. They do have some stronger chemicals that you can buy, but I need you to Google that, because I don't want to start talking about that in this live stream and people run and spend $300 on a bottle of Revolver or whatever it is, and it's still not working for you. All right. Now we got another question here. Gary Kellett Jr. Hey, BYD. BYD. I'm planning to spot seed some areas in my cool season grass outside. That's fine right there. Long as you're not putting pre-emergent down, you cannot use a you can't overseed if you're putting pre-emergent down, the old-fashioned pre-emergent down like that. Now, I heard tenacity may be good to kill off some weeds in those areas, but I still wouldn't put anything down to hinder the growth of my new seeds in my fescue lawn during the fall. All right, Anthony Smith, is it a good time to... Yeah, you could 2,4-D all day right now. Not all day, according to the label, long as the temps are under 90 degrees, all right? And when I mean under 90 degrees, guys, I don't mean it's 89 degrees and it's hot as hell. I mean, it's cool. You're outside and you're not getting scorched by the sun. Summer is almost over. Summer is not over. But as I previously stated, you should be putting down pre-emergent in the latter part of the summer, which is now. You need to get this stuff into the soil ASAP. Now, if you don't water this stuff in after you apply it, it is not going to work. And what I mean by you go put down granular insecticide, or not insecticide, granular pre-emergent, and you just let it sit there, it's useless. It's not going to kill weeds. It's not going to prevent weeds. It's going to do nothing. And generally, when you put it down, The word is you got 14 days from out of the bag onto the lawn to get it watered in. Personally, I tell you, don't wait that long. 1 or 2 days max for me. Time it with a light weather storm, or you gotta use those sprinklers if you got them. All right, 70 people in the live stream, only 16 likes, guys. We need to have more people hit the like button for the algorithm to drive a few more people over here. All right, sorry outside Chicago. If I spray my pre-emergent can, let me see. I wouldn't spray pre-emergent. Listen, putting pre-emergent in the yard and you're still seeding, you could try that what you're trying to do, but you're going to have to be feet away from wherever you're trying to grow your grass seeds. I understand the plan, but what if it rains? What if water, washes the pre-emergent liquid? I mean, the residue of pre-emergent over those spots. So you can try that and see if it works. I never done it before. I don't know if it'll work, but try that and see if it works. Get back with us and let us know. Guys, if you're just now tuning into the live stream, we're here to talk about pre-emergent. I am telling you, this is the single most important thing you can do right now to prevent weeds in the lawn 2026. Hit that like button, guys, and you have to get this pre-emergent ready to be applied. Now, you could go to Home Depot, not all, but listen. And I'm talking about pre-emergent. I'm not talking about it's mixed with fertilizer and what I mean by that, nitrogen and stuff like that. I'm just talking about 007 pre-emergent that you could purchase. You see that bag right there? Now, that actually came from Home Depot. That bag there does not have prodiamine in it. That bag there has a formula called pendimethalin in it. Pendimethalin does two things. It can prevent and it can also kill off baby crabgrass if they decide to germinate. And that formula is a great grassy weed controller right there. So if you have grassy weeds, try this formula right here. Now, if you have all those little bitty other weeds and stuff like that, this still will work. But this formula right here seems to be doing the best for us controlling grassy weeds. Now, having said that, you don't do what is it called, spectacle flow and nothing like that. I personally don't. Here's why I don't use that, and it's nothing against it. But for you to spend $300 or plus on a one bottle of pre-emergent that you're not going to use forever. People say, oh, it lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. After about 3 or 4 years, that stuff is going to be on the decline. All right. Then you got to do a lot of math with it. You got to have your measurements right. And a lot of times the bottle doesn't come with a cap that you could just literally pour it in and weigh it out. And the measurements they have down there may say 2 ounces, but you got to measure all this stuff in grams. All right. It's real tricky to do it like that. Now, most of these guys who show up at your house spray and pray services, they have preset measurements. They just pour it in there. They have a tank that has a agitator in it, mixes up, and they go spray everybody's yard in that area with the same product, the same amount, the same rate. And that's something that they do for a living. So when you go into the store, you're going to flip that bag over, and all you need is a spreader. I personally use the Let's Go spreader, and I use a lot of Let's Go products, a lot of Yard Mastery products that have a Let's Go setting on the bag. If you get this product, that Let's Go setting is going to be, I think, 13. Well, they got 3 different settings, but the basic setting is 13. If you put it on that whole bag will cover 12,500 square feet. Now, you need to know your square feet before you go spraying and praying, slinging pre-emergent everywhere. So you got to know your pre-emergent, your square feet. Square feet equals width times length equals square feet. I'm going to give you an example. I got an area that's 50 feet wide, that's 20 feet long. 50 times 20 is 100. You have 100 square feet in that particular area. That's how you get square feet. That's real easy. Guys, it's 88 people in the live stream, only 35 likes. We need to get that up. And if you get value out of this channel, guys, that does not hurt to offer a super chat, guys. That way it helps me to continue to put time and effort in while everybody else is watching football. Ain't no football on right now, but watching whatever they're watching. BYD is the only one that truly cares about your lawn, and you can see from my work ethics. Let's see here. Sunnyland main ingredient that thigh up here. Yeah, I use that. Now that's actually, I don't have that picture up here, but that's actually what I plan on using. Let me see if I can find that picture real quick and show you what he's talking about. Give me a second, guys. Don't go nowhere. When I clear out the thing like this, people just be like, bye. I got the patience of a goldfish. I can't wait that long. Well, I won't be able to pull it up to really show you. Here it is. That's the formula he's talking about right there. That formula right there, I got that at, you can get that at Lowe's. Not all Lowe's carry it. Sunnyland used to be a big seller there. They got rid of Sunnyland and they brought in Let's Go. Let's Go was way overpriced. They brought Sunnyland back in. I'm not sure how long they'll stay there because Sunnyland, even though they sell this stuff, I don't think they in it to win it like they were. It's just that they got the contract. That's how I feel. And I think they shut down their Instagram page, or either they blocked me once, so I don't know. But that also works too. Now, that one right there is actually going to be my first application. You may see me do a yard mastery video for theirs. I'm going to use that also, but I'm using that only on a certain section of my yard. But this is going to be the one that I start off with, mainstream. 71 people in the chat, 41 people with the 41 people like. We do have a super chat here from myself, Sovereign. I think I got that right. I do appreciate that. That does help support the channel, guys, and all we do to get you all this great information. All right, let's see here. Gary, keep up the channel, brother. Big supporter for years. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I did a video, not a live stream. I did a short earlier, and I was showing you my $100,000 plaque. $100,000. I wish 100,000 subscriber plaque. And back in the day when I first started, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was blood, sweat, and tears to get these views, to get this information out, to build the channel up. And right when I hit 100,000 subscribers, now anybody can make entertaining ass shorts and all this and that and just blow up their channel real fast. Really not with real information, more entertaining than information. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of broke my heart. That's kind of why I moved over to Instagram for a while, because it took me about 3 years to build that channel up. Right now I'm about 105,000 subscribers over there, so if you want to go check that out. And I put out way more content over there also, but I still will be putting out content here. The algorithm on YouTube does not, even though you subscribe to this channel, it's not going to send you notifications. Some of you may get it, or some of you may be finding this in the live stream right now through the shorts. I appreciate that, but it is what it is. Let's see. Todd Smith said, I have Let's Go Pre-Emergent that you suggested we get from Lowe's a few weeks ago, putting it down Tuesday, and I'm here in Conyers, Georgia. Now, make sure when you get that down, Todd, that you get that watered in. You have to. Listen, you can't put lotion on your skin and don't rub it in. It's not going to absorb. You got to rub it in. Same way with pre-emergence in the granular, you have to water it in. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 minutes. You got to water it in. The ground has to be soft. You needed to get down into the root zone, depending on where your root zone is. And I want to be realistic about it. I don't have no 9-inch root zone. My roots go anywhere from between 1 to 2 inches. That's the deepest they go on my Georgia clay. So I want to make sure I get it watered in real good there. All right. That pre-emergent is going to prevent a lot of weeds, but stay to the end of the live stream, and I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna tell you a trick that I'm not gonna guarantee you 100% weed-free lawn, but what I am gonna guarantee you is more than 80% of your yard will be without weeds if you do what I'm about to tell you to do. All right, Corbin here, my friend. Let's see. He said he got in fights with that goose grass. I guess that's what he says. Do you prefer prodiamine or diethyl when I prefer both of them. I prefer both of them. The diethyl seems to work a little bit better on goose, crab, and poa. All right. It has a little bit more killing after power on the crabgrass if you get it come next season. All right. Prodiamine only does one job, and that's just to prevent. Prodiamine is a good pre-emergent, but let me explain this to you. The reason prodiamine has gained so much notoriety is because it's cheap. All right. It's cheap and it works, but in the end, it's cheap. So when, as a landscaper or guys who out mowing lawns and you're providing that service, they choose the liquid over the granular because I can get a bottle, a big bottle of, forget what it is, let's go Stonewall, and treat over 2 acres of land with that one bottle at $90 or $100 versus me buying one bag of pre-emergent at $30 to $45 a bag. All right, I get more coverage, but the issue with that is the timing. So what I've been seeing a lot lately around here, these spray and pray guys been coming out spraying, and some have actually been putting down some granular depending on, I guess, the yard or whatever they're charging these people. All right, so with the prodiamine, you're only going to get one form of protection, and that's to prevent. Whereas the diethyl, you're going to get 2 forms of protection, which is to prevent and knock off a few younglings if they make it through. Generally, that diethyl will cost more, but the Sunnyland version is not that costly. It's like, I want to say $35, $40 a bag. That one bag covers up to 25,000 square feet. Now, if you have a yard that's infested with crabgrass, poa, goosegrass, Dallas grass, when you read that bag, it's going to tell you to double up on the rate. So I'm going to give you an example. If 1/4 of my yard has a real bad infested area, I'm only doubling up on the rate in that area, not the entire yard. All right. At the same time, I put that down. I want to still be trying to do some post-emergent killing when it starts to go dormant so I can help run it off. If you have Dallas grass, that's not going to be an overnight success. I'm being real. And even if you pull out Dallas grass, it doesn't pull out like right at the crown. It's for some reason it comes out the ground in 4 or 5 spots, man. That's a big chunk of earth to dig out to try to get that whole thing. All right. Somebody asked, how much do you charge for something like that? I don't do that. I stopped doing that service. If you see me doing it, that's just for legacy customers that's been around for a while. But the ones I pick up, I don't. If you're trying to get prices on that, I would go to Chat GPT and ask it how much should I charge for this service in this zip code, and it'll give you a general idea. Because when you start calling services, they're not gonna give you those prices. They'll lie to you because they know what you're trying to do. All right, that was from Junior. We got another question here from Flex Flow. That's it, Flux Flow. All right, guys, 75 people in live stream, only 49 likes. I like my likes to be more than the people in the live stream because everybody's not going to hang around. But if you're new to the live stream, guys, please hit and hold that like button and make some thumbs up, skeet up the side of the page, or whatever we got to do to activate that algorithm. All right. Bobby Shockley, BYD looking good. Let me see. Todd Smith says hi. I'm way down. Let me see. All right, guys. And if you have any questions, now's the time to put them in the comments. Don't come to the live stream and wait for me to answer your question and you didn't ask it. Ask the question so I can answer it for you. Now, once you put down this pre-emergent, here we are in September. All right. The next application will be the beginning of November. All right, you want to get that down in November and you want to water it in. Now, here's the split application part that I was talking about. If you run Sunnyland 007 on your first application at full dose, that's a different type of pre-emergent. That's dithiopyr. If you come back in November and half rate the Yard Mastery 007, 0.39, I think that's what it is, 0.39 of prodiamine, you hit it then, make sure you get it watered in. That's going to extend the killing power of the pre-emergent in your lawn for another 2 months. Now, technically, the one I just showed you says it lasts 3 to 5 months. So you just adding on top of that and you want to extend it out. Because here's why. If that pre-emergent starts to fail and you still have seeds that haven't germinated or it didn't reach those seeds, you're going to have an issue. All right. So you want to do the half rate. And the reason, this is my recommendation, guys. Don't go in the comments if you're one of those people who like to critique it and try to put me on your channel. That's fine. But I've seen much success on doing it this way right here. That second application will be in November. All right. Your third application will be in February. Now, personally, I would go with the Let's Go. Let me see if I can pull it back up here and show you. I would go with the Let's Go 007 in February. Here's why. This is the time where that crabgrass will start trying to germinate. And when it does, if you got this down there, it's going to help prevent it still. And it possibly could kill some baby ones that may emerge underground without you seeing it. Now, crabgrass sucks because it could be germinated in February and it may not show its head until mid-April or May. All right. Once you got that down, remember this is February. So you got March, April 15th, tax day. Put down that other half rate application of Yard Mastery 007.39 prodiamine. If you get this right, you should be anywhere from 80 to 95% weed free. Now, if you have a weedy lawn right now, you need to be bagging your yard. You do not need to be cutting it and running over those weeds and just leaving them there. You need to be bagging them up, and you need to be post-treating them, trying to kill them off. Now, some people will say, oh, the spurge or the crabgrass is going to be dying off naturally. True that. But there's nothing like helping getting rid of it faster to lessen the impact of next year if you don't get the pre-emergent down right. Now, I'm going to answer this question here. Al, hey, BYD, should I do split applications in two and apply them? Okay, I just answered that question. Let's see. I'm just seeing if it's any more. I'm going to give you some more stuff. Where are you getting liquid stonewall? It's not liquid. It's granular, and you have to measure it out and mix it in a pump sprayer or a backpack sprayer or a tank. I get mine from Site One. All right. If you don't have an account with them, you could try to open up one, but I do know now that they sell to the public. You may pay a slightly higher price than you would if you had an account there, but If you're going to get it, that's where I go get it from. Some cases you can order it online, like Amazon, stuff like that. I haven't done that. I think Amazon got that Quali Pro. What is it? WG 65 WG, something like that. You could try that. That's prodiamine. It may actually cost a little bit less, but I get my Stonewall from Site One. All right. Let's see. Desmond said he paid $40 Friday. I think he's talking about the pre-emergent. Is it too late to scalp my lawn? Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. Don't go do that now. Let me tell you why you don't do that now. We've been having a lot of high humidity. If you scalp it now, you still may introduce a fungus into your yard, even though it's going dormant. All right. The purpose of scalping is to, if it got away from you or it got too thick, you can kind of start over with Bermuda grass and it'll come back. Generally, I say first of summer, mid-summer, somewhere around there, that'd be my last time. I would not scalp it now. If you scalp it now, it's going to look ugly. It may not even recover, even though it's about to go dormant. So if you don't care about it, then yeah, but don't scalp your yard. Here we are in September, and we're still in summertime, but we're at the end. All right, let's see here. If you're new to the live stream, guys, please hit the whole like button. 63 likes, 74 people on live stream. Those are good numbers. If you want to contribute or support the channel, you can offer a super chat. Whatever you want to offer, that's fine, guys. That helps support the channel. A lot of people will say, "Oh, he's begging for money." If I've been doing this for going on 13 years and you still believe that, get off this channel. Just unsubscribe and leave now. Leave now if you believe I'm here to try to take your money. It does help the channel. It supports the channel. It keeps us motivated so we can make quality videos and do things like this in what you call it. Everybody loves free, guys. I know that, but at some point. Let's see here. Chamber builder. I couldn't think of that for nothing. Chamber builder came up in my yard all of a sudden. The only thing you can do is post-treat it. That means that's it. You got to spray it and you got to treat it. What could knock that out? Spectracide 470 has been my go-to for the homeowner. They do have some more higher-end chemicals. And a lot of times I won't talk about them because I don't use them like that. All right. So I try to make it manageable and easy for the homeowner to go to the store and buy a product that should work. Yeah, you may need a couple of applications, but it does work. All right. Brown woods for spurge. What granular do you prefer? Since are you talking about, if you're talking about for pre-emergent, it's the pre-emergence I'm talking about. If you're talking about for weeds, I don't have a granular weed killer for lawns that's gonna specifically help rid the yard of spurge. The best way to handle spurge, from what I've seen, is to use a liquid. You can spot spray. You can do it faster. With a granular, you got to hit the whole entire yard, and you may be putting granular weed control down on a yard that does not need all of that herbicide. That's where spot treatment comes in handy. All right. What can I, let me see. Somebody said, what can I put down now? Right now, if you're concerned about weeds, you need to be putting your pre-emergent down now and getting it watered in. All right. Let's see if we got any more questions here. This is from Zaya Hines. Did I say that? I have a 2014 Gravely Pro 52 commercial with Kawasaki. Okay. Flux Flow. So September, listen, everybody lean closer because somebody's asking one of those questions. Flex Flow is asking me, so September full dose, November half dose, February full dose, March half dose. Do it like that, but you need to be switching up on the type of pre-emergent you're putting down. The first one was dithiopyr. The second one was prodiamine half rate. The third one was pendimethalin in it. That's Let's Go 007, the one you see right there at Home Depot. The fourth one was Yard Mastery, prodiamine half rate 0.39, prodiamine. That's what I recommend. if you get it down, it's going to prevent a lot of weeds. I'm here to listen. Your spring lawn care starts in the fall. It does not start in the spring. What you do now this fall is going to make your yard more weed free in the spring. You can't wait until you got pimples all over your face and you sitting there pimple popping them and think you're going to have a nice face after that. You got to start eating right. You got to start drinking right. You got to start sleeping right. You got to take the right medicines to get your face ready for the spring and summers. Look at that. That's what a facelift will do for you. 20 years younger, just like that. But you have to start now. If you're waiting for spring to start trying to prevent weeds, you are setting yourself up for disaster because nobody should be in mid-spring, early summer, midsummer still fighting weeds. The purpose behind a good lawn care program is so that you can enjoy your lawn visually and not be all out there trying to fight weeds, because I get questions about fighting weeds in the middle of the summer. And when I recommend, hold on guys, when I recommend you do nothing but pull them out by hand, people think, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm gonna spray something anyway. And then you spray something on your yard and you get a severe herbicide burn when it clearly says on the back of the bag or the back of the bottle, do not apply this product in 90+ degree weather. This is why you need to be doing what I'm telling you to do now. All right, let's see here. James W said he dropped the 007. He stays in Texas. All right, that's a hot place, man. Let's see. Let's see. Rock. I got that that $5. I can't post my email here because the bots will get it and never ending emails. You're gonna have to, if you're interested in a one-on-one personal consultation via in-person or we do it virtual, go to my, if you can't find the email that's associated with this, go to my Instagram channel and inbox me. That's the best way. Other than that, I cannot post my email or anybody's email address in these chats or anywhere in a comment anywhere, because those bots will rip it to pieces. All right. What pre-emergent can I put down now? What's the name of it? The name of it is Sunnyland 007, and you can get it at Lowe's. Now, if your Lowe's doesn't have that particular product, then go to Home Depot and get this one right here. That's the Let's Go 007. The active ingredients is called pre-emergent. Not pre-emergent, it's called pendimethalin. All right. Now, this is Military Pro. About to put down Milorganite treatment before the fall. What pre-emergent can I use with it? I just said it. I literally just said that. All right, so put 007 down. And nope. Put 00, listen to what I'm telling you. This is from Shamari McGee. You need to put it down September 1st. I'm just giving you some dates. November 1st. Then again, February 15th. And again, April 15th. Those are the secure, safe dates. All right, let's see here. I'm going to remove somebody because they playing in the comments. I don't have time for that. Guys, do me a favor. Do not come into this these comments playing. All right, these grown ass folks on here and they're trying to learn something. All the kids should be watching Pokemon or whatever they're watching on their TV right now. Do not come into the live stream playing. Oh my God. All right. I'm just checking to see if we got any more questions down here before I move to the next person. All right. I dug mine up, bro. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute to dig up all those weeds, but sometimes you have to if you got too high of a temp. Is it okay to fertilize now or should That's a good question right there. Somebody want to know, is it okay to fertilize right now or should they be done with it? Here's my answer. If you are tired of mowing and you can't wait for the fall to get here and the grass to slow down, then don't put any more fertilizer down. Your next fertilizer will be the pre-emergent. All right. And I would ride off into the sunset with that. Now, if you still want to be cutting grass and you still trying to force it green, even though we're getting towards the end, then go ahead and fertilize it. But you need to be able to mow it. If you're fertilizing, do not fertilize with high nitrogen. You need to be working your way down. It needs to be 20% nitrogen or less. All right. The only two formulas I know that are good right now is Yard Mastery Freedom 1776 and Yard Mastery 1600 Double Dark. Other than that, I would not be trying to still get the grass to jump through the roof. All right, let's see here. I'm glad to see this. I was about to scarify because I have 6% crabgrass. Listen, you do not need to be pulling, digging up anything in your yard right now, especially if you got weeds that's problematic. All right. This is the thing I always tell people. Take care of the weeds. Don't worry so much about the grass. The grass is going to come. It's almost like if you're exercising every day and you're eating right, even though you may not be losing weight, things are happening on the inside. All right. Eventually that weight is going to start coming off, may come off slowly. But it's the same way with weed control and lawns. People will put so much emphasis on trying to make their grass outgrow the weeds, and it's not going to happen. Healthy grass does not eliminate weeds out of your yard. It can bring the population down, but it's other things you got to do to help the grass thrive. You're not going to get healthy grass by just mowing weeds over and over and over and over, because the weeds will take over. All right. I'm just seeing if we got any more questions here. All right, so I'm gonna explain to you that pre-emergent strategy I came up with. 96 people in the live stream, and we only have 78 likes, and we have a $5 super chat. I do appreciate the super chat. Here's the strategy. If you need to write this down, write it down. If you want to replay this video later on, do that, because I'm gonna upload this into the live stream. Right now, I don't want you to wait till September the 20th, whenever the last day of summer is. When you wake in the morning, you need to head to the Home Depot or Lowe's. Hopefully, you can go to Lowe's and get the Sunnyland 007 fertilizer, pre-emergent. Let me show you real quick. Let me see. Hopefully, you can find this right here. All right. When you get this, make sure you got the right spreader. Come home. Look at the back of the bag first to make sure you have a spreader that's on the back of the bag, so you won't be trying to call people or hitting me up talking about, BYD, what's the conversion rate? I don't know. If it's not on the back of the bag, I cannot help you. You're going to either have to get a Scott spreader or a Lesco spreader. Now, if you get a Lesco spreader, that Sunnyland won't have that on the back of the bag, if I'm not mistaken. So put it on 13 or 14. If you got to double up, you can ride it up to 20. All right, so flip the bag over and you want to apply this now, ASAP. Get it watered in. Don't wait till soil temps get below 70. But some people, they are out there sticking the thermometer in the ground like, oh, it's 72. I still got time. No, you don't. You put this stuff down ahead of time, it's not going to hurt your yard. It's not going to force it dormant. You just want to get it in the soil before this stuff starts to germinate. All right, so come November, you need to do the same thing. But November, I would prefer you to use the Yard Mastery 007 Prodiamine formula, 0.39, half rate. So I give you an example. If it says 14 on the back of the bag, that's the rate that you put it on. Dial that thing down to 7. All right. And apply it just like you would normally apply it. It's not going to be a lot coming out, but apply it that way. Because most of the times you only need to apply pre-emergent 2 times a season. But split applications, you can get away with a 3rd application. It's going to be 4 applications, but those 2 splits are going to count as 1. And you're putting down 3 types of pre-emergent. Now, let me answer this question right here. Somebody's going to say, okay, so if I put down that much amount of pre-emergent, what's going to happen? You could possibly stunt the green up of your Bermuda grass. All right. But I would take a stunted green up versus a yard with no weeds in it, if that makes any sense to anybody. Because the issue has always been about weeds. This whole lawn care game, it's about weeds. It's not about using a string trimmer or stick edger or who got the best lawnmower or what robot mower will cut it the best. It's always been about weeds. This whole thing is about weeds. It's nothing else. Once you conquer those weeds, then you can move on. Now doing all this, there's no guarantee. I have an infestation, a small infestation in the back of my yard. Well, I have water that was running down in a certain spot, and whatever goosegrass seeds were under there, they just went crazy. Now, it was too late for me to treat them, but I'm going to jump on the pre-emergent game this year like I did in the past, and I did on a couple of customers' yards, and they have 99% weed-free. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to. If you're new to this live stream, guys, please hit and hold that like button. If you got any questions, put them in the live stream and in the comments. And I'm going to tell you this too. Don't come in the live stream playing on the live stream. Don't be in the comments with all that silliness. All right. What happened if you try to grow warm season grass in a cool season area? It's not going to grow. Bermuda grass is not going to be successful in the shade. That's just the nature of the grass. You can't force it. You can't throw extra fertilizer at it trying to make it grow. It's not going to grow in cool areas or where it's shaded all the time. All right, we're just checking to see if we got any more questions here, guys. So we did good with the likes, guys. I really do appreciate that. 90 likes. We did get 1 super chat. Could have done better, but it is what it is. Everybody likes free. Everybody likes free. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions, so keep checking back. I may do another live stream tomorrow and to get this thing rocking and rolling, because I promise you, I am going to make sure that you have a weed-free lawn in 2025, but you have to pay attention. You have to hit the subscribe button. You have to come to the channel and see what I posted and not wait for Instagram to send you a notification, because they won't do it. They are not going to do it. All right, guys, you're tuning into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is Michael Bowman. I'll talk to you soon. And if you got any other questions, put them in the comments on the upload. Bye.